Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry about the wind noise. I don't have my mic set up properly, so I'm using my inbuilt mic. Anyways, let's just take a quick look around the Roxor. I haven't been driving it a lot lately, so it's a bit noisy. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Whew, nice and toasty in here. Turn that off. The lights are LED, so we can leave those on. There we have the cube light, and there you have the red for the cube light, like position markers. And of course you have the hazard indicator light. All right, let's step back. So quick discussion about the Roxor. It looks like production is imminent on the 2021, probably 2022 manufacturing year for the Roxor. And it is the redesigned Roxor that will be coming on the market. And this time the whole production, marketing, aftermarket servicing will be managed by the Mahindra North America, which is the branch of Mahindra in the United States. Takes care of the United States, Canada, and probably maybe in the near future Mexico. So they will be manufacturing, marketing, and taking care of after sales service for the 2022 Mahindra Roxor for the North American market. So of course, the redesign, it looks kind of it's missing a good chunk of the front fender. I believe somewhere around here it's cut out, and it just looks a little bit funky with a redesigned front grille. So I believe the internals will basically be the same like you have on the current generation Roxor or the 2018, 2019, 2020 Roxor, and that would make modifications very easy. I understand the flat fenders are quite popular amongst some of the guys who are planning on buying the Roxor, or those who are planning on taking it, with super giant tires off-road. That would make it very easy to modify, but from an aesthetic point of view, someone trying to get a Roxor for the first time may not be easily convinced by the looks alone of the 2022 Roxor. A good thing is that there's already a very solid community. You have major vendors who are really pushing the product, and that's helping Mahindra a lot. And also the aftermarket has been very responsive, notwithstanding that the volume for sales of aftermarket and modification accessories for the Roxor have been very low, but some people have taken it upon themselves to develop products that work with the Roxor. So among some of these products, I think the most popular I have seen so far is almost every Roxor you will see out there has a windshield. I think that's something the factory should have thought about putting on the Roxor, every single one for sale, because even though these are sold as industrial vehicles now, for the most part people just need some kind of protection from the wind and bugs and branches coming into the cab. So the rollover protection system is good, but having a windshield is also very important. The second thing I've noticed that people get a lot would be the suspension system. So most people who have the Roxor have some kind of lift or bigger tires for the most part, and it just looks very different and much nicer. When I bought the Roxor, it looked almost like a toy. Stock Roxor looks really tiny. It looks really small. At first I thought it had a plastic body, so it's when I went over and I touched it and I realized it was not just metal, but actually a good gauge of metal, and that's when I was convinced that it's a good product. solid product, and I read a little bit about its pedigree and I got convinced, and that's how I purchased my Roxor. The third modification I see a lot has to do with the cab. So many people end up getting a cab, and one of the major vendors for the cab for the Roxor is Hard Cabs, and I actually got this carpeting from them for free. It doesn't look as great now because some patches are dry, some are wet. I just washed the Roxor, but they offer that carpeting for the back and also for the front. And again, sorry, I have this dirty, but it's really this thick material, as you can see, very flexible, and it looks very durable. So I think it will be in my Roxor for a very long time. And the reason why I got this is because even though you have this bed liner kind of material on the Roxor, I worried about scratching this through and then getting to the metal, and then, you know, that being the focus point of starting as the origin of rust, you know. So I didn't want rust to crystallize around such areas and then eat through the metal like cancer. This metal that's used for the Roxor, if you look carefully, you can see what I found out is it's very good metal, good quality steel, but if you expose it to salt, as you can see, I left it 1 year for a very, very long time with a lot of salt on it, and that caused that damage. And also here, as you can see, it's horrible, but I learned my lesson. All what it takes is, you know, when you go out on the salt, it's all caked in salty material. When you come back, you know, just hose it down, and usually the salt will dissolve off, and you might still have a little bit of mud, but the salt would be gone. So one other thing I was going to point out to you guys, I really enjoy the lift kit from BMF Rocks. So it's a very high quality kit, and you can see the quality of the joints. I haven't done any extreme off-roading, but so far everything seems to be holding up pretty good, and I'm totally satisfied with that. I of course changed my headlights. These are LED lights. You can get them from Dirt Legal and a variety of other vendors online. And also I got this from Rigid, which I really love. They have a red light in the back, and then you can turn on the high beams. The holder right here, I got this from Anthony. So that's the Mark Anthony kit. He sells them on eBay also. He's a big Roxor fan, so those work pretty good. All right, coming now to the cab. This is one other big aspect of the Roxor. As you can see, the doors have this padding. It's the type of padding you would find on UTVs, and it absorbs the sound coming from the engine. So when you sit in the cab and you close the door, it's it's quite quiet. I would put it that way. And then you have this sliding glass. Oops, sorry. You have the sliding glass, which means you can open up a little bit. It's not very wide, and you can reach outside or get fresh air. Next, you have a 2-position windshield. Very easy to operate mechanism. You have the first closed and then partially open, and you also have struts on the side where you can open up the roof completely, and it takes just a second. Let me show you guys. So let's say you're parked where guys are going off-road and you just want to watch from the side, you can do that. Let me jump out and show you guys what it looks like. It just looks fabulous. It's not recommended to drive with the windshield up, but I usually, when it's very hot out here in the summer, you can sit like that. If it's raining, the rain doesn't get into the cab. So that's for the windshield. And this is DOT certified glass. I believe that's what it is. From DFK. It's actually laminated also. So in case it has to break, it likely won't send splinters into your eyes. All right, this is a $400 option. I did not opt for that because DFK makes the cap for the Intimidator right there, and I found out the configuration of the wiper system was about the same, so I was able to source a wiper that fits into the stock holes on the windshield, and that hole there is for the sprayer, which I haven't installed yet, and of course I haven't completed the wiring. All right, the cap itself is very modular. Taking this out, you just pop out this little spring, and this will come off, and then as you can see, all what you have to do after that is lift up the door, and it comes right off its hinges. I like one thing especially, I don't know about you guys, this Roxor, as you know, it's actually a full-size vehicle in India, so you can take it on the road, you can take it on the street, but I feel really safe with these doors because they feel really solid. And I believe if somebody, or let's say God forbid something was to happen, let's say a motorcycle or a bicycle was to hit you on the side, it would be I'll feel much safer than if it had just maybe a plastic door or just a beam of light gauge metal. So this is actually very good quality heavy metal. It's quite heavy, this door, and that gives me a sense of security. All right, speaking about the cab, as you can see, it's very modular, so you can take off parts depending on your needs. The roof is padded, so it's also very sound. It absorbs quite a bit of sound, and as you can see, the roof is manually, you can take it off manually without the benefit of tools. You loosen this up a little bit, and then this moves around, spin it back, do the same there, and all around, and then you just pop off the roof. When you want it back on, you just tighten this up to where it's comfortable, and then you push on that, and that's as easy as it is. For the rear glass, you can actually take off the rear glass using the same technique like I described. You can see where it's attached. It's quite easy. I haven't had any need to take it off yet, so I leave mine in place. It's quite solid, and this is a little bit more involved, taking off this back part. But again, it's the same principle, just that you might need to use a few tools for those ones. You pop off the plastic cap, and then you use a wrench. Same deal here, pop off. These caps come right off. They're just aesthetic, and it just makes the cab look more complete and nice. So those are the major things I was gonna show you. My cab is still a mess. I had big plans, but I just got really busy, and so I have everything still sitting here with my ECU from India, which I kind of partially tested, and of course I have a little bit of snake oil, which I haven't used yet. The one I used previously seemed to be okay. One part which I think I need really soon, and I haven't been able to source, is, if you look down here, you see it's quite a mess. That's because these storage boxes, they are not sealed, so you need to get some kind of plugs to plug the storage boxes. Once that is done, pretty much your Roxor will be quite warm. These holes are drainage holes, and I'm also planning on plugging those because in winter it gets super cold out here, and just those tiny little holes, every little piece of space where the air can leak becomes a major factor here in winter, because a lot of cold air can come through. And it doesn't help also that the vehicle interior is not actually padded, so all of these metallic surfaces, you know, they get super cold, and then they kind of suck away the heat from from your body and from the interior. So guys, that's what I had to share with you about the Roxor. Yeah, so kind of Mahindra has kind of tempered down its ambitions and moved the production, sales, and maintenance of aftermarket maintenance of the Roxor to the ag division, and hopefully one of these days we will see the new version of the Roxor on sale. All right, let's go for a quick ride. Turn it on. Starts right up immediately. Always remember to put on your seat belt, otherwise you might be limited to 5 miles per hour. And the gear lever, it shifts very easily. And remember to exercise this every so often. 2 high, 4 high, neutral, and 4 low. And if you try to move that, it doesn't work. You can rock your Roxor a little bit, go a little bit forward, backwards, and it helps. All right, kind of it's becoming a longish video, but I'll just do a quick turn around here, and then that will be it for the day. I really like this cab as it's getting colder. During the day it's quite hot, then at night it gets really cool, so having the cab really helps a lot. Turn that on. You can turn on the high beam, low beam. Let's turn here. This thing drives like a dream. Take it around. And another addition benefit of having a cab is that these doors actually lock. So let's say you are at a car show or you're out off-roading, you can actually leave your vehicle for a little bit with maybe your computer or your purse inside without having to worry too much. All right, let's get to our parking position. Poor Kubota waiting on parts. I got the wrong part for the app. All right guys, thanks for coming with me today on this longish video, which was just mostly updating you and letting you guys know exactly what's going on with me and the Roxor and what I like, what I don't like. I will catch you guys on the next one. Let's jump out here so you guys can take a look. Oops, sorry about the shaky camera, and also about the windy mic. Yep, so that's what the Roxor looks like, and I'm very pleased with mine so far.